Good afternoon, this Nigerian News Center. Where look at happenings in Nigeria and globally. This is Atunde Market. You are welcome.
Thank you.
Now we are looking at the statement that came from OG. We understand that Nigeria took delivery of 25,000 metric tons of grain for Ukraine, and OG have questioned the rationale over the fact that Nigeria has the potential, has the land resources to do more. Then why are we getting grain from Ukraine that is at war? Now, we have said, I'm not desperate to be Nigerian president, but I'm desperate to see Nigeria war. Let's start from there. What's your reaction?
Okay, that's a good one from Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. Making it very clearly, that the leadership in Nigeria has failed, and there's not one failure. That was why, that we expected, or we jubilated over Ukraine donation of 25,000 tons of grain to Nigeria. It's a sign of leadership. Bad leadership, that Nigeria have not been able to harness, the land and the land mass, putting it to use to agriculture for the benefit of Nigerians, and that is why we are having this issue of food insecurity often and on. There's a lot of land, especially in the north, that if well cultivated, Nigeria has no business, even in midst of crisis or chaos or famine, to look elsewhere for food items or commodities.
Because of the area you just dive into, let me bring the angle of land mass as Obi atomized it. Obi said that the northern Nigeria has 744,268 square kilometers, whereas Ukraine is having 603,000 square kilometers. And he said the difference is that Ukraine's 60% of Ukraine land mass, arable land, is cultivated, while 60% of Nigeria arable land is uncultivated. Now, if you not just oppose this with Nigerian food inflation, where are we getting it wrong in leadership?
I think it's a sign of structural defect, of government system. Government is not giving much attention to the agricultural sector to make it work. And the issue of insecurity too is a major problem. But that notwithstanding, it has never been a reason why 60% of the land space is Nigeria. In Nigeria, is not being put to use. In terms of cultivation, mechanized farming. That's what the world is talking about. And up to now, I don't think Nigeria have a blueprint, on how to ingest in those lands, and be able to turn it to the advantage of Nigeria having always enough food to their own advantage. See, there's no nation that survives in hunger. There's no nation that thrives in hunger. There's no government that does well, especially when there is, like you just said, food inflation. So the most important thing now is that I think Obi is trying to tell Nigeria's government, that the time has come for them to sit down and possibly review the agricultural potentials in Nigeria and know how best to harness it, especially in the north.
Let me still bring one angle to it here. Obi is equally saying, he said only Niger states, because this is what made Niger state governor to start coming for Obi. He said only Niger state land mass is 76.3. He said only Niger state alone is having 76.3 thousand square kilometers, whereas Netherlands is having 33,000 square kilometers. And Netherlands that is having 33 square kilometers is doing agricultural produce of $125 billion annually. I now challenge Niger State that they can do 5% of that, and that will amount to $5 billion annually, and they can feed the nation. What do you have to say about it?
We will continue to experience this kind of defect, if the structural system are not properly put to use. This space, agricultural land we are talking about, if well cultivated, like you said, can put food, especially Niger State, Benue, if well cultivated, it can put food on the table of millions of Nigerians. And to the extent we can even have reserves, to take to other countries of the world. But the fact is this: why is it not working? It still boils down on the issue of leadership. And that is why a lot of people are saying that at this point in time now, Nigeria should be restructured. Maybe on that angle now, where every state, every community, every local government will be independent of itself based on what they are able to come up with at the end of the day. And it is a fact, because people will be held to account for leadership. People will be held to account for what at the end of the day they are able to come up with as a result of their governance in those states. So it is very important now that if Nigeria actually means well with mechanized farming, of course we can. Even in this kind of situation where there is hardship and hunger, Nigeria can conveniently supply, feed itself conveniently without even bothering to go to Ukraine, or without bothering to look elsewhere for food supply or whatever, in that regard. So it is a question of government coming to sit up at this point in time and know exactly how to harness this enormous land space, cultivate it and turn it to the good of the people. So I think Obi is right in what he's trying to say, because Obi is questioning the rationale behind this issue of food insecurity, food inflation. That we are not having enough food, produce, agricultural produce to feed itself. So it's very important. Obi is correct and is right in what he's trying to say.
See that Obi is tutoring Nigerian government personnel, and they seem to be seeing reason to believe him. Do you think an Obi should work with this government?
No, I don't think that Obi, because if Obi finally gets himself in this government, they are going to corrupt his image. They are going to bring his personality to the gutters. They are going to put him in not Obi himself. Obi is not just standing alone. Obi have over 80 million loyalists around the globe, around the world, and most of those people are looking up to him, as a man whom God has destined in this era, to transform Nigeria. That's because forget what they could Mahmoud and all their life did, in 2023 election. Obi is still standing firm, and you can see that his network has continued to grow, especially in the north, because he keep on repeating these things over and over and over again. I remember during his campaign era that he said that he's going to turn Sambisa Forest to agricultural dome, where every kind of products, agricultural products, will be produced there, with technology and the rest. And look at it now. It's just the political will. I know that if federal government decide, I know that most of Obi's policies will be stolen by this global-led administration. That's not the truth.
But you know better they invite him to be part of the system.
If they are going to invite him, it's going to be on consultation level, because I think they have tried to do that over and over again, but it looks as if, because it's not yet clear, they are trying to consult Obi on the issue of rating of Naira in so many ways. And then Obi has always, at every opportunity, at every forum, continue to, give this Tinubu-led administration insights of what to do at every particular time. So I don't think it would be ideal not to Obi would have loved to do that for his loyalists, for his followers, over 80 million followers around the world, you know, to be involved in a corrupt system like what we are having now. So Obi will not, they will not allow Obi, I don't think his loyalists will allow him, you know, to join this system that's operating today in Nigeria. But Obi would have been in a better position, you know, to put those of his ideas to use if actually, you know, the Northerners, especially the Northerners, supported his ambition to become Nigerian president.
I think this is a good place to let it go. Thank you very much for your time. You have done justice to this subject of conversation.
Good morning.
Until come your way again next time, please kindly like, share, subscribe, and watch out for the next edition.
Thank you.